In this video, I'm going to show you how to use some constraints for a part that looks like this. So I'm going to start a new part. I'll start with the circular part, and I'm going to put it right on the origin. Now this part's kind of interesting in the geometry in that the top of this vertical, top of that line lines up with that. I'll show you on this drawing. So from there to there is 2 inches. From there to there is 2 inches. So those 2 points, and that would be something that's collinear. It's on the same line. Back to my sketch. And the lines that go, let me put a dimension on that, and that's also 2 inches. Now the line that connects from the top of that to here, it's going to be tangent. So be careful when you draw this line. Don't connect it to one of the quadrants. See those little orange diamonds? Those are going to try to light up. We don't want to connect it. So if you do that, it's going to be constrained to there, and you have to go in and break the constraint. So just put it anywhere as long as it's not on one of those quadrants. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom here, because that also has to be on the tangent. That one's a little easier. If you're not careful, you'll stick it on the quadrant. So let's go past the quadrant and just put it up there. I'm going to hit escape now. So what I'm going to do is add some constraints on there. So come up here to display delete relation, click add relation. Let's click on the line and the circle, and then you can look at your options here for relations that you can add. And we want to add a tangent. Do the same thing here, the line and the circle, and make those tangent. And those are locked on. The other thing is, remember I just talked about that, this center line, the center of that circle and the top of that should be horizontal. So we'll do the same thing. We'll add a relation, click on that center point and the top of that line, and what we can do is make them horizontal, and that'll lock that on. You see the little green boxes are showing those constraints as they're being added. And we also need the length from there to there, which is 3.25. And notice it's black now. The only thing I need to do is trim away that. So that's actually fully constrained. So let's finish that, and we'll extrude it. I will do mid-plane, and that's actually 1 inch thick. And then we'll do a new sketch on the back of here. Use my rectangle tool, and that pad that's on the back is actually the same, it's the same height, so I can line it up. Don't click it, but if you line it up like that, it'll try to lock onto there, and then we can add our dimensions. And it probably doesn't need that dimension. Oh, we need to do the side-to-side dimension. There to there, that should be 0.5. Now we still have something blue. I'll just put it to the origin. Yeah, that works. Okay, so it's black. So that just kind of shows you that you may think you have something lined up, and until you put the dimension on, the software doesn't really recognize it. Probably would have been okay. Let's finish that sketch, and we'll need to extrude that, and that part is 1/2 inch thick. A few other things. There's a hole on the side of this. Cut that out. It needs to go through. And also now we've got some fillets in these corners here. So let's use the fillet tool. Up here is your fillet tool. You can choose fillet or chamfer, so leave it on fillet. items to fillet is what the software is asking you for. So you're not going to click on two surfaces, you're going to click on that corner. So click on that corner, and we'll click on that corner, and the first one will give you a preview. So it's selected those, and then you want to put in what the actual fillet size is going to be. In this case, it's 0.2. So put the fillets on there, and then also we have chamfers on these corners. Let's use that chamfer tool. So chamfer, it's going to ask you the items to chamfer. So click on those corners, and it's going to try to do a little bit of a preview. But it takes a lot of math to do that, so it's not going to show you a preview of that. And then you have to put a dimension on that thing. So let's make that 0.25. And it's a 45 is the standard. Let's try that again. Let's do 1 and make sure we got it right. Okay, we're good. So let's edit that. So right click, edit the feature, and let's come back up in here and highlight that, and let's click on our corners. I must have, yeah, there we go. I must have clicked the surface by accident last time. Make sure you click the corners. Okay, so there's our finished part. And we're going to put that on a drawing sheet. B size. Again, I want you to pay attention to how you present your view. Remember, front view, most information, fewest hidden lines, and the longest dimension should be horizontal. Now this one says front view. If we use this one, there's a little bit of a problem, because on the right side view, let's turn our hidden lines on. On the right side view, all those features are hidden. That really doesn't do you much good. Delete those. So that's not the best front view, even though it says front view. This is actually a better, now that we see that, hopefully you'll see how this is going to be a better front view, because a lot of those hidden lines go away. You're still going to have hidden lines because you have that hole in the part. Let's turn those on, see what we look. So that's a better way to present that. So we talked about this before, about tangent lines. So see that line there? That's the theoretical intersection of that semicircle and the line. We need to hide that. So if you right click, hide it. Same thing here. What are all these lines? That side of the circle is represented by that. The side of the circle is that. And that's actually the hidden tangent line that's down here. So we want to hide that thing. Over here, this line is that tangent line that's projected over. So hide that one. I think the rest of them will be okay. You can put these dimensions on here, but I did want to show you a couple of things for fillets. If you just click on that radius, now again, I'm on ISO dimensions, so I need to go up here, and things blocking me out. There we go. Go to options. You'll have to cycle through. If you're having this issue like I am, there is a fix. It's just a little clunky. Back to ANSI. There we go. Now if you get these weird, see how that arrowhead looks? I don't care for that at all. Let's click on that and come over here where it says leaders, and just flip it to that kind of a leader, and that'll fix it. Okay, and we want to tell them that there's 2 of those. So if you double click on that, right here it's going to show dimension text. So that's where your dimension is. So what's inside the brackets is the numerical value. It's not going to show you the numerical value. The R is obviously the R for radius. If you click in there and then move your cursor over to the left until it's in front of there, and then type 2x, put a space in there, and say OK. And that's a proper way to do that. On these chamfers, there's actually a chamfer tool. Under Smart Dimension, if you open it up, you'll see there's a chamfer dimension. What you have to do is click on the angled cut, and then either the horizontal or vertical, and it'll put the note on there. So it's telling you it's 1/4 by 45 degrees. Now we have 4 of those, so if you double click on that, again click in there, move your cursor to the very left, and put a 4x space, say OK. The rest of those dimensions I'll leave up to you. You know, I would add my center marks, center lines, etc., and put all my dimensions. Clean this thing up. I just wanted to show you those couple of tools.